Welcome back to the Final Pop. My name is Alvin Ramirez.
And I'm Juan Jimenez, and this is our mini podcast segment before the pop, where we give you our initial thoughts on a movie. And today's movie is One of Them Days.
Yes, One of Them Days.
Which is surrounding a black community.
Yep.
And we follow two main characters, Keke Palmer, which plays Drew Jones, and SZA.
And SZA, yes.
Which plays Alyssa. These are the two main characters of this movie.
And right away, the chemistry between the both of them is pretty good.
Yeah.
The casting for those two, spot on. Good job. I am surprised with SZA. Her performance. Yeah, I didn't know she, could act.
Yeah.
And I think she pulled her weight. Her character alone, though, it does kind of piss me off a little bit. And they talk about it in the movie, like, oh, you're so dumb. You just make all these mistakes. And she does that a lot.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that I'm kind of like mad about. But at the end of the day, they're still friends and they'll stick together.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Well, she kept going back with her.
But the guy.
With the guy, Deshaun.
Deshaun, yes.
Deshaun, which you get an eyeful at the very beginning of the movie. That caught me off guard.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. It's a third leg for sure.
But we do get to see why she kind of goes back and why everybody kind of sticks around too. And I feel like this is something that they're trying to show, like, hey, this goes on in our community a lot.
Yeah, it's a culture thing for sure.
Yeah.
And that's something that this movie kind of brings out a lot. It's a lot of the African culture, I would say. Specifically, I think this was in Los Angeles.
This takes place in Los Angeles,
the West Coast, right?
Yeah.
So I do believe it is in at least California, and that type of environment is shown in a lot of movies. This is not the first one, but the difference between this one and the other ones, I believe, it has a little bit more humor. It's not as dramatic, I would say. And it doesn't take itself seriously. That's a good thing about this movie. It has a lot of nice, quirky, funny moments. And I can definitely say that if you want to go and watch something that is entertaining, this is definitely where to go.
Yeah.
But I think where this movie is at a downfall is that there really isn't much to take home with it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those movies where you go, you have your fun, and you leave without taking anything with it. And some movies are okay to do that,
I think what this movie just tries to show is that basically show the stereotypes of African Americans.
Yes.
And then just kind of put them there and, let it sizzle within the black community, right? I'm like, oh, yeah, we do that. We do this, we do that. But it also shows, like, when black people are given an opportunity, it's so hard to get them sometimes. Hard to get that they try to cherish every ounce or every opportunity they get. They try to be there, but sometimes their community doesn't help.
Right.
Because you get like the girl, for example, the one that wanted to fight, and just that girl, bro, could have done something else with her life, like that day.
True.
But she just went over. And,
she just wanted to beat some
ruin,
girl up.
Yeah, wanted to beat someone up. Like that energy could have been for something else, and I think that's what they're trying to show too. Like, there's just so much going on. There's just so much, like just Sean, stealing money.
Right.
Stealing money.
Yeah, trying to invest it into
trying to invest, and I say invest because there's always that type of stuff that goes around, like, oh yeah, invest this,
the pyramid
invest that.
schemes,
the pyramid schemes for sure.
Exactly, yeah.
So I think if you do take home anything, it's just like those stereotypes, and I this movie is just trying to break them a little bit, kind of put it in your face and like say, hey, we gotta, we gotta get out there,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so with this movie being an hour and 30 minutes, the pacing felt pretty decent. Small characters for sure. Not anybody stood out to me, besides obviously the two main characters. Characters for sure. Keke Palmer, I think she did a very good job playing this. I love her character. She has a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And I like that about her. Same thing with SZA. Her and Keke, they have great chemistry. I like them a lot. A lot of moments where it felt tense. A lot of moments where it felt, like everybody was laughing and everything was it was nice. I don't have much negative to say about who was in the movie.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that I do have to say is probably just preference. Genre type, stuff like that it might not be for me. It might not necessarily relate to me. All the jokes, I didn't catch them because I'm not necessarily black either, right?
Yeah.
But it's still fun. It's still fun. It's still a fun movie to go watch. Go have a nice laugh. Even if you're white, you can still kind of be there. Oh my gosh, I'm laughing at this joke, and it's probably not the best thing to laugh at, but it's still okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we live in Utah, and ours is like more family based. Mm-hmm. So I don't think we're gonna get majority of Utahns going to this movie. But for example, people that are more open, people that kind of fit into this culture of movies, because even when you go to Los Angeles, you get that culture shock. Like, this is people how they live, and you're gonna get a lot of people going like in that side of the country. Yeah, but not here in Utah, unless you have this smaller group of people like us. It was for a weekend. It was.
For a Sunday night, it wasn't full, but it's still some people here and there.
Yeah,
I did hear people laugh at the crowd, so it's still okay. But like you said, I don't think this is gonna do big numbers. I think it's just gonna be one of those movies where people relate to it, they'll go watch it, have fun, but it's not gonna go anywhere past that. I don't think any sequels. I don't think anything coming out of this. I think it's just a movie. It was made. It's fun. It's got decent characters. One standout character for me has to be the lady that was gonna help him with the loan. She was so dislikable and so like
Kayla,
like rude and yes, but damn, that was the highlight for me in the movie. It just made me laugh. There was that moment about the credit score. It was so funny. And overall a decent movie. I'd recommend it to mostly anybody. Not like too vulgar or anything. So I don't know if kids would necessarily love this movie. But I can see like teenagers maybe. I don't know if it's rated R, is it?
It is rated R, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe not for kids, but nothing terrible. Nothing, you're not gonna see gore or blood or even language. It's not even that bad. I think it's a decent movie though.
It's not that bad. A lot of sexual language.
For sure. Yes, absolutely. But besides that, it's pretty tame for sure. So I think we're ready for scores. Are you ready?
I think so. Okay. I would like to hear yours because
mine.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I have a lower score than what Rotten Tomatoes and all of those people might have.
Yeah.
I think this movie, as a movie, packaged up how it is, it's good. I just don't necessarily think it's for everybody, and that's where I'm kind of standing at as a general audience. I think this movie is decent. It's okay. It can't be anywhere past 90 or even, anything higher past 85. I think this movie is a decent 80. And I'll stick with an 80 just because I know my score might change and, it might fluctuate, but I'll stick with 80. And that is my score. That is my before the pop score. So.
Okay.
All right, sir. What about you? What's your score? What do you got?
Okay. My score would probably have to be about a 76.
Ooh, okay.
Between 76, 78.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't my kind of type of tea, right?
Right.
I did laugh at some jokes. I did, I did understand some of the jokes.
One of my favorite was the tumbleweave.
The tumbleweave, that's right.
That was so good.
That was a huge tumbleweave.
Yeah.
So again, they do make fun of their own culture.
That's the good thing. Yeah. That's the great part. Like, they know that they can laugh at themselves, which is good.
But I don't know. Maybe it wasn't my type of tea. It was funny, but just I didn't take anything home. I'm not taking anything home. I think 78 is like I want to say is like a C, or like a C plus, maybe a B minus. Just an average movie, one that I can go on a weekend and see it, watch it, and kind of forget about it.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, sir. So if your score is 78 and my score is 80, that means we meet right in the middle at 79% for One of Them Days.
That's our final pop score.
That is our final pop score.
And that is for now because it might change.
Yes.
It fluctuates.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening. And as always, stay entertained.